Okay, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about COPD, also known as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Okay, and do not forget that whatever we say here in Gateway 101 does not constitute medical diagnosis, but all we're doing is creating a healthcare awareness so that people can benefit. Okay, so we put up out there a lot of healthcare tips that can help prevent illnesses. We'll also give you some simple home remedy to help elevate symptoms. So you get 101 will talk so much about healthcare awareness, and we also talks about um, vaccinations, and we strongly encourage people to go to their doctor appointment and get vaccinated very often. Okay, so just some of the things what we do in Gateway 101. So whatever we say or whatever we do in this channel does not constitute a medical diagnosis or treatment. We're just creating a simple home health care awareness. Okay, our emphasis is creating a healthcare awareness so that people can kindly benefit. Okay, because this will save you cost, this will save you money, this will save you times if you continue to tune to the channel. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's get to it. So in today's live broadcast, we're talking about chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, also known as COPD. It is a long-term lung disease that makes it hard for you to breathe. So COPD, if you are affected, if you have a COPD, you find it difficult to breathe. It makes it hard for you to breathe. It is mainly include two types. You have the emphysema, which is damage to the air sac in the lungs, and chronic bronchitis, which is long-term inflammation and mucus in the airway. So what happened in COPD? What happened in COPD? So airway become narrowed and inflamed. So if you are having a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, commonly known as COPD, your airway become narrowed and inflamed. Okay, you lung lose their elasticity. So in other words, they can no longer expand to their maximum capacity or to their maximum uh, efficiency. Okay, so in COPD, the lung loses their elasticity. Okay, so they can no longer expand as much as possible. Neither can they able to pump air or as much as possible. They lose their capacity, and extra mucus block the airflow. So this leads to shortness of breath, coughing, and low energy. So if your mucus, if your airway is blocked, definitely you will be having a shortness of breath, and you will be trying I mean, the system himself will be trying to force its way out, will try to force the way, will try to force the air through. So this will need to shortness of breath, coughing, and low energy. So what are the possible or likely causes of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, commonly known as COPD? What are the common causes? So number one causes of chronic pulmonary disease, COPD, is smoking. Smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, smoking drug is number one cause of COPD. Okay, breathing in air pollution is another cause. It's another possible cause of COPD. Dust or chemicals are likely causes of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD). So secondhand smoking is also a likely possible cause of COPD. Long-term exposure to fumes, such like construction job or mining jobs, also possible cause of COPD. Rare, but a genetic condition can also play a possible factor, but that is rare. Okay. So how can COPD be prevented? How can we prevent chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, commonly known as COPD? How can it be prevented? Here are the most effective way to prevent COPD. One, quit smoking or never start it. The most effective way to prevent COPD is to quit smoking or never start. This is the most important step. Two, avoid harmful air. Stay away from dust, fumes, and pollution. Wear a mask in a risky environment. So, three, protect yourself from infections. Wash your hand regularly. Get flu and pneumonia vaccine. Okay? So, keep your lungs strong. Exercise your lung regularly. Exercise also regularly, like walking, swimming, simple exercise, 30 minutes 3 times a week or 150 minutes a week will be of great benefit for your lungs. Eat healthy food. Here are some simple home remedies to help manage chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, commonly known as COPD. Although this will not cure COPD, but they can help you breathe easier and feel better. So practice breathing exercise. Pause lip breathing. Inhale through nose, exhale slowly through lips. This helps reduce shortness of breath. Stay hydrated. Drinking water helps lose mucus, making it easier to cough it out. You can also use a humidifier. Moist air can help open airway and reduce irritations. Sleep with your head elevated. This helps breathing at night. Eat small, healthy meal because large meal can press on your lungs. Also focus on fruits, vegetables, and lean meat. Gentle daily exercise. Walking improves lung strength and stamina. So we also encourage you to exercise regularly. Okay. Avoid triggers such as smoke, cold air, strong perfume, and dust. These are possible triggers of COPD. So when to see a medical help? So we strongly encourage you to get medical help if you notice worsening shortness of breath. Strongly encourage you to seek medical help. If you have frequent coughing with mucus, we also encourage you to seek medical help if your chest becomes tightness of chest, difficulty in breathing, seek medical help. Your lip turn blue or your fingertips turn blue. This greatly signifying low oxygen level. So seek medical help. So simple way to remember would be COPD block and damage lung over time. Prevent it, avoid smoke and pollution. Manage it, breathe better, stay active, stay hydrated. Okay, so let's talk about the early warning signs that people often ignore. Remember what we said in this channel, that before any major illnesses will develop, your body must have given you a warning sign, but you just ignore it. Okay, before you develop any major illnesses, your body must have given you a sign, but you just ignore it. Okay, so if you listen to your body and you seek help, it prevent complications. Okay, it is easier to treat and prevented than when the illness fully develop. It becomes complicated to treat, and care is not taken, it can be fatal. So, what are the early signs that your body may likely have given you that you ignore? So here are clear, easy to follow guide for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, also known as COPD. So early warning sign people often ignore. Many people mistake this for just getting older. Yeah, when they begin to have this sign of shortness of breath, or feel very fatigued and tired over a simple manual exercise, or having difficulty breathing, people mistakenly this for just getting older or being out of shape. Mind shortness of breath get you wider doing simple things, walking, climbing steps. You get tired. These are some of the early warning signs. A lingering cough. If you have been coughing for a long time, okay, so let me address this. The at Gulf America, you have a question here that says, does the cure to single cell disease work, or is that is not a good idea? My dad gave it to me, and now my kids now have it. I don't really understand your question. Are you saying that does the cure for single cell disease work, or is it that is not good idea? Mm, like I said, in Gateway 101, we don't diagnose illnesses, we only create healthcare awareness. So I will encourage you, I will strongly encourage you to see your personal physician for that. Okay, we don't diagnose, neither do we recommend uh, treatment here, but we can only recommend a simple home remedy to help alleviate symptoms. So my best answer for you will be uh, see your medical doctor. Okay, so we are talking on early warning sign that your body might give you uh, before you have before COPD fully developed, that people tend to ignore. I was saying that if you're having this persistent cough that have lingering for a long time, it might be a sign of COPD. Okay, you have a lingering cough, especially a cough that lasts weeks or months. These are some of the simple warning signs that you may probably be having a COPD. Okay, or you have this increased mucus, uh, cleaning your throat off, especially in the morning, is ideal. So if you're having this increased mucus, you keep spitting out mucus, thick, affected mucus, keep yellowish mucus or greenish mucus. These are some of the signs of infections. So if you're having all these things, so my best bet will be you seek a medical help, because these are some of the early warning signs that that I'm signaling a COPD. Okay, so cleaning your throat often, especially in the morning, is mostly when you brush. If you are brushing your mouth, make sure you try to clear up your throat, forcefully coughing at mucus and spit it out. So that will help. Okay, so frequent cold or chest infection. If quickly is having a common cold, frequently having a common cold, taking longer than usual to recover. This might be some sign of early warning sign of COPD. You have this chest tightness, feeling like you can't take a deep breath, or when you take a deep breath, it's hot. When you breathe out, it's hot. These are some of the early warning signs that you may want to address with your personal physician, because you may likely be having a COPD. So catching these signs early can help slow the disease process. Okay, so food that help and food to avoid. Okay, food that helps support breathing and energy. We recommend that you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, because fruit and vegetables are rich in antioxidants that reduce inflammations. So fruit and vegetables are also rich, and that they also help reduce inflammation, like we said. Example would be berries, your spinach, and your carrot. So healthy protein, this help maintain mucus muscles, including breathing muscles. Fish, chicken, beans, and eggs are a good example. Healthy fat, because fat provides energy without producing too much carbon dioxide. Example would be avocado, not olive oil. Plenty of fluid, because water helps loses mucus, making it easier to cough it out. Potassium-rich food, because potassium helps muscle functions. Foods such as banana, orange, and potatoes are good source of potassium. So food to avoid if you are having a worsening symptom of a COPD, or food that can worsen your symptom if you're having a COPD, will be salted food. Salted food can cause water retention, which make it harder breathing. Okay, fried and processed food can also increase inflammation. So if you're having COPD, these are food that can worsen your symptoms. So try to avoid this food I'm mentioning. Sugary drink. Sugary food drinks can lead to weight gain and low energy. So if you're having a COPD, you may want to actually avoid sugary drink. And too much dairy for some people, this may thicken mucus. Not everyone is affected, so pay attention to that. Gas producing food could also be avoided or reduced to barest minimum, such as beans, cabbage, and carbonated drinks, because gas can press on lungs and make breathing uncomfortable. So we're going to be talking about a simple daily routine for someone living with COPD. Simple daily routine for someone living with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, commonly known as COPD. In the morning, when you wake up slowly and sit upright for 5 minutes before standing. Do breathing exercise. Pause sleep breathing will help. Take prescribed medication or inhaler. If you have a prescribed medication, make sure you take it, and make sure to use your inhaler if it is prescribed. Eat a light, healthy breakfast fast. So when you wake up in the morning, these are your routine for someone living with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Always make sure you eat a very light, healthy breakfast. Okay. Then during the midday, go for a short walk or a gentle activity. Eat small meal, avoid overeating, and also drink water regularly. Then in the afternoon, at noon, rest if needed. Don't overstretch yourself. Avoid smoke, dust, and strong smell. These are daily routine for someone living with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Then in the evening, eat a light dinner, a very light dinner. Okay. Okay, so eat a light dinner, do another round of breathing exercise, prepare medication for the next day. Then at night, sleep with your head elevated. Very important. Okay, because this will keep air clean. You can actually use humidifier if helpful. So, helpful daily habit: pace yourself, don't rush activities. Keep your home well ventilated. Stay up to date with your Vaseline, flu Vaseline, and your pneumonia Vaseline. Make sure you are up to date. Always carry your inhaler if prescribed. Okay? So, simple reminder: breathe smart, eat light, move gently, rest often. Okay? So, for the sake of you who are just joining us, we are going to go through this again. We'll go through the whole thing again for the sake of you who are just joining us, so that you can better understand what we are talking about tonight. So we are talking about what we call chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So we are looking at what is it? What is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease? What is COPD? How can it be prevented? And then what are the simple home remedy for it? So these are some of the things that we are looking at. And we are saying that chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, also known as COPD, is a long-term lung disease that makes it hard to breathe. It mainly include two conditions, such as the emphysema, which is the damage to air sac in the lungs, and the chronic bronchitis, which is long-term inflammation and mucus in the airway. So we also look at what happens if someone has COPD, and we said that if someone has COPD, the airway become narrowed and inflamed. The lungs lose their elasticity. In other words, they can no longer expand, they can no longer stretch, they lose their capacity to expand. Okay, so the airway loses its elasticity if someone has COPD, and they also extra mucus will block the airflow. So this will lead to shortness of breath, coughing, and low energy. So that's what happens if you are having COPD. Okay, is that clear enough? Okay, so let's look at the possible causes of COPD. What causes COPD? And we said that the number one possible causes of COPD is smoking. So if you are smoking cigarette, you are at high risk. If you are you vaping, you are at high risk. And if you are also smoking other illegal drugs, you are also at high risk for COPD, because the number one cause of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, commonly known as COPD, is smoking. So breathing in air pollution, if you breathe a polluted air, is another possible cause of COPD. Dust or chemicals, if you inhale dangerous chemicals, a long-term effect of it may result to COPD. Okay, secondhand smoking can also be a possible cause of COPD. So long-term exposure to fumes and jobs like construction jobs or mining, a long-term effect of this might possible result to COPD. Rare but possible is genetic condition. In other words, family heredity or family lineage. Okay, but it's very rare. So, like I said, this does not constitute a medical diagnosis, but this is a healthcare awareness. Okay, we are creating a very good healthcare awareness in Gateway 101. So know that note that. And how can COPD be prevented? How can we prevent the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease? How can it be prevented? Remember, prevention is always better than cure. So we always emphasize that on Gateway 101, that prevention is always better than cure. So how can you prevent COPD? I would say that the most effective way to prevent COPD is to do what? Is to quit smoking or never start. If you are a smoker, quit smoking. That is the number one way of preventing COPD, because the long-term effect of smoking might likely lead to COPD, because smoking is the number one cause of COPD. So if you are smoking, you quit smoking. It's a better way to prevent it, or never start smoking at all. Never start. It's another possible way, because this is the most important step in preventing COPD. So avoid harmful air. Stay away from dust. Stay away from fumes. Stay away from pollutions. Wear a mask in risky environment. Okay, and also another best way to prevent COPD would be protect yourself from infections. So wash your hand regularly and get your flu vaccine and your pneumonia vaccine. These are very important. And keep your lungs strong doing a breathing exercise. Exercise regularly and eat a healthy food. So we also talked about some simple home remedy to help manage COPD. Why this does not constitute a proper medical treatment, but they can help you breathe easier and feel better, such as practice breathing exercise. You can do the pulse lip breathing. In other words, you inhale through your nose and exhale, or you breathe out slowly through your lips. Okay, this helps reduce shortness of breath. We also encourage you to stay hydrated, because drinking water helps losing mucus and making it easier to cough out. Use a humidifier if you have one, because moist air can help open airway and reduce irritation. Also, sleeping with your head elevated is another good way again. So when you sleep, make sure your head is elevated, because this helps breathing at night. Eat small food, eat small healthy meal, because large meal can press on your lungs. So focus on fruit, vegetable, and lean meat, and make sure you eat early before going to bed. Don't just eat and go to bed. Okay, at least eat 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours before your bedtime. Okay, and this will help you breathe easy, and will help you stay healthy. Okay, gentle daily exercise, walking, improve lung exercise, but make sure you're doing a long exercise, because this is very important. Doing a long exercise is very, very important. Walking improve lung strength and stamina. So stay active. Okay. So avoid trigger. So what are the triggers? Smoke, cold air, strong perfume, and dust. These are possible triggers of COPD. So when can you see a doctor? We strongly encourage you to seek medical help immediately if you're having a worsening shortness of breath. If it's getting worse, it's not getting better, seek medical help. Okay? And you're having this frequent coughing with mucus, seek medical help. Having a chest pain, chest tightness, seek medical help. If your lip is turning blue or your fingertips are turning blue, this signifies a low oxygen. So seek medical help. The simple way to remember this will be COPD means block and damage lungs over time. So prevent it, avoid smoke and pollution. Manage it, breathe better, stay active, stay hydrated. So let's look about the early warning sign that people often ignore. So, like I said, that we have said in this channel that before you develop any major illnesses, you must have some warning sign that you ignore. Okay, so if you pay attention to your body, because your body do speak, your body do speak. So there's a video on that on Gateway 101. So please have your time to watch it, the early warning sign that your body give before a major illnesses develop. There's a 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes video on that. So make sure you watch that video because it will be of great benefit for you. Remember, we're creating a healthcare awareness in Gateway 101. So some of the early warning signs that people tend to ignore without knowing that they're having COPD will be if you have this mild shortness of breath. People tend to ignore that because they feel that maybe they're getting older or they've been out of shape. So if you're having a shortness of breath, mild shortness of breath, just get you wider, doing simple things, just like walking, climbing stairs, simple exercise, and you're getting fatigued, tired, losing breath. Remember, this might be any warning sign of COPD. You have a lingering cough, persistent cough that don't go away, that have lasted for weeks or months. This might be a simple. This a simple warning sign of COPD. Okay, increase mucus. Okay, have mucus. Make sure cleaning your throat often, especially in the morning, will be of great help. Increased mucus might be an early warning sign of COPD. Wheezing or noisy breathing. A whistle sound when you breathe, wheezing, is an early warning sign of COPD. Frequent cold or chest infections taking longer than usual to recover might also be a warning sign of COPD. Low energy or fatigue, feeling tired even without heavy activity. We'll talk about that before. These are also warning sign of COPD. Chest tightness, feeling like you can't take a deep breath, or you feeling like you can't take a deep breath. Your chest is very, very tight. These are some of the early warning signs of COPD. So catching these signs early can help slow down the disease process. Okay, we'll also talk about food that helps versus food to avoid. So if you're having COPD, food that help, that support breathing and energy, we encourage you to eat fruit and vegetable, because fruit and vegetable are rich in antidote that reduces inflammations. And example of food will be eat berries, your spinach, and your carrot. They are very good. Okay, so they help reduce inflammations. Eat healthy protein because this help maintain muscle, including breathing muscles, such as fish, chicken, beans, and eggs. Eat healthy fat because fat produces energy without producing too much carbon dioxide. So food like avocado, nuts, and olive oil. Plenty of fluid will also be of great help. When water helps thin your mucus, so making it easier to cough and you can spit it out. Also eat potassium-rich food because potassium helps muscle function. Food as banana, oranges, and potatoes are good source of potassium. So food to avoid, because this can worsen symptoms. Stay away from certain food because this causes water retention, harder breathing. Fried and processed food also increases inflammation. So sugary drink can also lead to weight gain or low energy. So too much dairy for some people may thicken mucus. Not everyone is affected with that. So pay attention to that. Gas producing food such as your cucumber, beans, cabbage, carbonate drinks, because gas can pressure your lungs and make breathing uncomfortable. So pay attention to that. So a simple daily routine for someone living with COPD. In the morning when you wake up, we said when you wake up from bed, wake up slowly and sit upright before standing. At least sit upright for 5 to 10 minutes before standing. Do breathing exercise. Pause sleep breathing will help strengthen up your lungs. Take prescribed medication and your inhalers. If you are prescribed medication, make sure you take your medication and your inhaler. Okay, so eat a light heavy breakfast. Very important if you are having COPD. This will be your morning routine. Okay, then in the midday, go for a short walk, okay, or gentle activity. Eat small meal, avoid overeating, and drink plenty of fluid regularly. Then in the afternoon, rest if needed. Don't overstretch yourself. Avoid smoke, dust, and strong smell, because this can trigger COPD. Then in the evening, eat a lighter dinner and do another round of breathing exercise. Prepare medication for the next day. Then at night, sleep with your head elevated. This keep airway open. Okay, so clean air, use humidifier if helpful. So helpful daily habit for someone living with COPD would be pace yourself, don't rush activities. Keep your home well ventilated. Stay up to date with your Vaseline, such as flu Vaseline and pneumonia Vaseline. Always carry your inhaler if prescribed. So simple reminder, breathe smart, eat light, move gently, and rest often. Okay, this is Getwell 101. I hope this is of great help to those of you who are watching. And do not forget, in Getwell 101, we do not diagnose or prescribe medication. Okay, we only create a simple home remedy that can help alleviate your symptoms and also creating a healthcare awareness. Give you some preventive tips, because we strongly believe in Getwell 101 that prevention is better than cure. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you again the same time tomorrow with another interesting topic. Once again, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe. This is Getwell 101. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.